I'm waiting on you guys. I'm not gonna be long. I'm trying not to be long. Okay, I'm gonna try not to be long. Try not to be long at all. Hi, One Pap. One Pap, you first. Hey, APC, how are you? YTF family, come on in. Basic Mom, come on in, come on in, come on in. We gotta talk about some stuff, y'all. We gotta talk. Come on in, it's Sylvia. Hey, JJB. Hey, I hope you looking too. Woo-wee. I know Randa gonna talk shit, y'all. Y'all know I'm back. This the fire y'all used to, ain't it? I know. Come on in. Stand up to be counted. Ah, Rita Jones. Hey, come on in. I gotta look this way. I need one of those things. I'm so short. You guys, I am short. You can see I'm sitting low, like I'm really short. And I want to be like 5'9", you know, where I can just look lean. You know, when you're short, you're all compact. Stand up to be counted. Miss K, Courtney, One Pep. All right. Yes. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I hope some new ones come in today too, so we can teach them some stuff. Yeah, so we can teach them some stuff. We got to teach them some stuff. We're going to talk about why R. Kelly, and we're going to end up talking about Kwame Brown too. You know, I want to touch on that brother. I've been feeling that brother. That brother been speaking some real deal. For a young man, he been really speaking that real deal, and I like that. I like that. And I like what Judge Joe Brown was talking about, especially when she was on Infamous Sylvia. We're going to get into a lot of that stuff too. But not before I say, hi. Hey, Harlem, how you doing? Shalonda. Come on in. Come on in. All right. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Okay, we gonna get started when I got a little bit more likes, okay? When I got a little bit more likes, I know some haters gonna come in, but that's okay. They can keep on hating. Keep on hating. Come on in. We got 33 watching and we got 18 likes. All right, we're going to get them up. We're going to get them up. All right. Sandra. Okay. Welcome. Okay. All righty. Let me see. T. Lynn. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Bossa Quinn, where you been? Thank you, Ma, for coming on in. Thank you. Infamous. Hey, Sylvia. Our man watching Sylvia. Is our man watching, girl? Tell Rand I got the lips on. Woo! Nakia, Dom K. Hey, come on in. We're going to talk about some stuff. Thank you. We're going to talk about some stuff. Oh, we got a lot to talk about, y'all. I'm just trying to tell you, we got a lot to talk about. Woo! I'm telling you. Okay. So, welcome to SPITTINFIRE, all right? You know I don't do lives that often. When I do them, okay, we hang in here for a little bit, all right? So, if you haven't, this is going to be one of the lives where it's going to be part 2. So I just did the last Karma Train that I uploaded this morning, okay? And I put everybody on the damn Karma Train. I mean, the whole scenario of what happened, okay, with R. Kelly. So I put all that on the Karma Train, right? So I often told you guys about the CEO, Rob Stringer, okay? And I told you that, you know, of course, that he endorses Pride. Pride endorses them. And I know that R. Kelly is in a situation, okay, with his career and his catalog with them. And it's said to worth nearly $1 billion. Now, $1 billion is enough for people to set you up. It's enough. Because it's enough for you to get people to do what you want them to do. Now, everybody down here, they want some too. The parents and everybody wants some. It trickled on down. It trickled all the way on down. It felt like raindrops. Okay? We're going to be talking about that kind of stuff. Okay? We're going to be talking about that kind of stuff. Hey, Jana, come on in. Ooh, we got some stuff to talk about. Okay? I'm trying to let a little bit more people come on in or whatever. Make sure y'all hit the like buttons coming on in. Make sure y'all do that. Hey! Randy, you see me, girl? Girl, you see me? Randa, you know, girl, look at me. Look at me, girl. Look. And I'm showing a little Cleve. Look at that. Look at that, girl. Mm-hmm. Where you at? Hey, look, don't be calling me no gold digger, y'all. Nah. A woman my age, we some treasure chasers. Some treasure chasers, baby. I'm trying to tell you. Because I don't just need no gold. I need some diamonds, some pearls, and some rubies. Okay, I need some sapphires. I need some emerald. I need the whole goddamn treasure, baby. I'm trying to tell you. Woo! Child, they talk about big women can't look good. I got to pat myself on the back, y'all. I really do. Shout out to my stylist. Shout out to her. She did her thing today. I told her it's a judge. Me and my sis. Shit, one of us got to land a bank account. No, I'm just joking. So, look. We got a, Carolyn, come on in. Let's see. Let me see. Okay. Carolyn, come on in. Who else is it? Groovy family. We gonna come on in. Secret sister. I called you back twice, 2 or 3 times, secret sister. You busy just like me. Let me see. Let's see. Roshan. Hey, come on in. Let me see. I'm going back up to make sure I ain't miss anyone. Before we get started into this. Before we get started, I'll try to Missy, 777s. All right now. I hope you get some 777s when you go to the casino, honey. Get that cha-ching. All right? If it make dollars, it makes sense. You said Judge Joe Brown was on the other female's channel going in on LGBT. She had to ask him to stop using the word. He said, fuck that. I know that's right. Hey, let me tell you something. At his age, he can say what he want to say. He lived long enough to say what he want to say. Don't be correcting the judge. Mind your manners. We said it over here. But then again, you know, we got beat up on, so we don't care about nothing. We some tough cookies over here on Team Chaos. I don't give a shit what nobody say. We some tough ass cookies. We've been called all kind of names. I done been called 150 different fat bitches. We done been called so many damn beehives. We done been called fake Christians. We done been called rats. We done been called every name you can think of. And to shout out to our subscribers, okay? Shout out to our subscribers, the YTF family. Shout out to these people. They have been rocking with us through it all. Now, you got some day ones that jump ship periodically, and now they over there. But that's okay. You know what I'm saying? They can do that. They stay right, and they can stay over there because ain't no coming back. All right? Because we some soldiers. We solid. We some 6s over here. 6s and 9s. No nasty stuff, Judge. But let me tell you, Lisa, okay, T, all right, so we're going to be talking about some things. Make sure I don't miss nobody because I don't want Groovy family. I don't want nobody to feel Lisa Lever, okay. Shamika Williams, yeah, I thought I missed a couple people. I wanted to make sure. Make sure y'all hit the like buttons, come on in. Of course, you know, there's one hater already. Come on in. Come on in. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a hater. You know what I'm saying? To come over here and put a thumbs down on your girl. You got to be a hater. I ain't been on 6 minutes and y'all doing that already. You got to love to hate me. You love to hate me. It's my knowledge. It's what you hate. It's my wisdom is what you hate. You will never get it. You never had it. Okay? You're going to always hate it. You know? You're going to always do that. I'm just keeping it a buck. Because we're smart over here. You know, my sister landed her big, again, shout out. Spittinfire would like to shout out to Sylvia, infamous Sylvia, okay, channel. Landed her first celebrity guest yesterday. That was a big milestone. Shout out, the other day, shout out to Sylvia for that. You guys give some clapping hands for the infamous Sylvia. Make sure you put some clapping hands in there. Put some clapping hands emojis for Infamous Sylvia for that. That's a good one for Team Kels. That's a really good one for Team Kels. We struck one on these internet streets. And people need to understand that there are people on these internet streets that support Bill Cosby and R. Kelly. Okay? And we are women. And now we're not saying women are not victimized because we are women. We know they are. But men are victimized and everyone else is victimized in the world too. Sexually and physically and everything else. So we're not oblivious to things. But we know BS when we see it. And this is why we speak the things that we speak and support the people we support because we know BS. Okay? When there's agendas behind stuff, we know that there's some situationships going on and we ain't buying it over here. Okay, we're not buying it. We're not going to be acting on emotions all over here. We want to know some facts. We're going to ask some questions. All right, we're going to ask you some questions. You know what I'm saying? Because if you were victimized and you file a police report, they're going to ask you questions. How you going to get to the bottom of stuff if you don't ask questions? People want you to never ask no questions, just believe somebody. That's some shallow thinking. We ain't no shallow thinkers over here because we don't think at the surface level over here. You understand what I'm saying? I know you guys understand what I'm saying. I know you do. Because this is what we have been preaching for the past 2.5 years, right? To not think at the surface level. And we are developing cultural obligation over here. Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're going to strengthen our own people. And we're going to be the women that do it. We're going to be the women that stand behind the man to fight these back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What Judge Joe Brown say? Sylvia asked him, well, what do you think that the men should do? He says, fight back. The same shit I said. All these women talk about some y'all raped them. You better fight them bitches back. You better fight them back. You understand? Women like sex too. Women want to be hit on and all this and that. And then when Stephen Curry's wife, I think that's her name, the basketball player, forgive me if I said it wrong. I'm not an athlete, okay? I'm not a fan of sports. However, when she said that they wanted to shut her down, we in the Me Too, no. Kwame, we ain't gonna be part of no go along, get along gang over here. I've been saying that, but he said that catchphrase and that stuff is exactly what I've been speaking. I just didn't catch on with that catchphrase, but I like that, Kwame Brown. I'm liking what you've been speaking, brother. You've been speaking the facts, and that Boyce Watkins need to know that he can learn a lot from you. He can learn a lot from you, Kwame Brown. Yes, he can. He think because he got that PhD that's all that is to it. You know, you can't read a textbook on common sense. There is no textbook on wisdom, okay? And that young man got it. You understand what I'm saying? That young man got it. Now, did y'all see when Kwame said, I know she made you wait, doctor. She made you wait till the wedding day. I hollered like it was no tomorrow. I was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Boy's trying to fight back or whatever, but he got you, boys. You know what I'm saying? Stick to finance. Stick to finance. But see, this is what you get. One thing I like about Kwame and Judge Joe Brown is that Infamous Sylvia didn't have to have over 100,000 people following her in order for him to speak to her. That's what I like. That's what I liked about that. I like that because the simple fact is he's trying to get the message out. It's not about how many subscribers you got and how many views or how many people in your chat. It's some people. And if he can go around talking to a few people, he gets it. Kwame gets it. Some of you others like Boy Walker, some of you others don't get it. You don't get it at all. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be talking about this R. Kelly thing right now. Let's get into it. So now we know that, as I mentioned in the Karma Train, the last one about Nicole Blankbacker and everything, I really am rooting for her, okay? I really am rooting for her. I really am hoping that I know she's going to be a bulldog. I know she's going to cross-examine. She's not going to even probably be on this team if she can't cross-examine. And she's going to do it the way she want to do it because she's a boss like that. So I don't understand how this is going to work with this appointed attorney, okay? Because let me tell you something about her. She's going to, you can appoint any attorney you want to. She's going to dominate. Yes, she is. And she's going to make all these grievances if it ain't going to be done the right way. So I'm rooting for her. I hope you guys out there who support R. Kelly and Bill Cosby rooting for them teams too. Now, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking that if it was some more people that join the team of R. Kelly, or if he is or could get some more lawyers, I would love to have the Bulldogs on. I would love to have the Bulldog firm on there. You understand what I'm saying? I would love that, okay? Because if you don't know who I'm talking about the women who was sitting up there representing Bill Cosby when he had the Supreme Court hearing. She has her own firm, 3 women, and they look like they don't play. I would love for them to come on the team with Nicole. I would love for it to be an all-woman lawyer team. I really do. I really hope that. And they all Bulldogs. And of course, if she at the Supreme Court level, you know that she can argue federally. You know she has. You understand what I'm saying? So I would love for that. I think that even the chemistry of them working together will be phenomenal. I really do. And I'm hoping people will understand, and people who support R. Kelly, okay? Because she already spoke on behalf of Bill Cosby. So she's a defense attorney. So she's not scared to try and fight sexual assault on behalf of a man. You understand? So I'm hoping, because if there's ever a point where we could even donate to hire them to be a part of this legal team for him, you know what? I don't want nothing in return. I would give to that like I give to the Innocent Project. I'm trying to tell you. Because I think that's gonna be, whoo, that would be the dream team for real, the real one. You know what I mean? Everybody was thinking that Greenberg was going to be this, and it was all for show and play. And I'm just so disappointed in that. Really, I am. I'm disappointed into the way on how he did things, and, you know, some of the things that he had probably told the judge and all this and that. But one of the things I have a problem with this judge is that anything that's negative on the defense, she takes in. I have a problem with that. Like, she doesn't use no logic in her judging, in her thinking, or whatever, in my opinion. And I just think that that's kind of so one-sided. Like, this is things that we definitely need to pay attention to. Like, in other words, every time the prosecutor wants something, is granted. They never want a motion, even though Greenberg wasn't trying to, but they never want anything. And then when this come around, you believe it. Now that he left and was fired and all that, then you want to make it seem like you believe him. You understand what I'm saying? I just find that to be interesting. If you donated to the channel, thank you so very much. So I find that to be very interesting. But to sit up there and try to get someone who does have an impeccable record, as I mentioned in the Karma Train this morning, and you want to get another attorney, a special attorney, to oversee that, I find that to be insulting, considering the fact that he was the one that reached out to her. I find that to be insulting, considering the fact that she was originally a prosecutor. Normally, she would be on the other side, the side that you've been granting everything to. I mean, tell me, am I missing something here, or am I on the right track? Because I know there's a lot of R. Kelly bloggers out there. I'm not an R. Kelly blogger. I blog about everything. But am I on the right track here? Because I will hope that I'm on the right track. Let me see if anybody came in. Okay, Black Beauty, hi, yeah. Wavy Kid, welcome. Courtly Locks, okay. So, Carolyn Raven. All right. So, I want to make sure you hit the like buttons coming on in. There's 70 of you in the chat. Some more people can hit the like buttons, okay? I appreciate that. But one of the things I have a concern about is, what does that say in the future when people are acquitted of a crime? Like, are they really trying to get rid of the double jeopardy law? Because if they do that, that's going to cost taxpayers a lot of money to try things over and over again. And what is that going to say about when someone is acquitted? If someone is acquitted of a crime and the prosecutor didn't prove in their case that this person actually did the crime into which they brought on then what does that say about that? Why are we not going to accept the system when it says not guilty? Are we ever going to accept that? So in other words, are we going to get rid of the court system? So when someone says something, they just automatically go to prison? I mean, how is this going to work? You know what I mean? Because we can't acknowledge, and then we want to say, oh, that trial didn't happen. Well, if that trial didn't happen, you ain't going after him for no money for it. That has to be proven that even was a charge. That's a charge in itself to say that charge was obstructed. So in other words, that's not even a hearing or a court proceeding to even fight that charge in itself, to proceed with these additional charges that happen to be almost a lot of the same charges that was back in 2008. I'm not understanding that part. I'm not understanding that part. So then we have people that says, as I mentioned, Charlemagne the God. Now, Charlemagne the God works for iHeartRadio, who owns the Breakfast Club and does so many other things when it comes to events. Okay. And he was also in Surviving R. Kelly with Tarana Burke, Mute R. Kelly, and some others, right? Dream Hampton produced this, right? So I want to tell you this in real time, live, okay? In addition to my videos, because I want to drill it in your head. I want you to understand where I'm coming from with this. And I want you to share these videos that I'm making. It's important. Elizabeth, you are notorious for sharing. We see you. We see you. We need a lot more of you to do it. She can't do it by herself, people. It doesn't hurt to just share and post everywhere. It doesn't hurt. But the thing that I want to say is, all these women say that they're helping little brown and black girls in the neighborhood. But you on a documentary with a man who pled guilty to a lesser charge. The fact that the charges in itself, the fact that it only pled guilty to a lesser charge because of the witness at the time was too scared or for some other reasons to cooperate all the way. But she got it all the way to the end, you guys. That cannot be discredited. She went to the police. She went to the doctor. There was trauma there. It substantiates the fact that she was raped. It was a rape. So you mean to tell me that this man who pleaded guilty to a charge and went on the radio in 2019, a week after the docuseries, and said he was exonerated. He was fully exonerated of those charges. That was a lie. That was a lie. That was a lie. And these people went on here to say that they're helping little black girls in the neighborhood. But they're going after the rich men. As I told you, this was happening. Mute R. Kelly was there. Time's Up Lady was there. All these people were there. And I'm finding it to be interesting that they got this man in the docuseries. So Dream Hampton goes around and says, I didn't know that he was charged with these things. Well, see, when you have someone who don't know someone speaking on someone that they don't know, this is what you get. If you're going to do a documentary, you need the people that actually know him and was involved. Everyone. You don't need people coming on a documentary saying what they feel. That's a problem, because that documentary led to charges later on, because the women and the families and the fathers and all of them was there on the documentary and everything else. So we have to make sure that when you put something in a document, and then there was an FBI agent that said he watched it, and this is why he filed federal charges. The prosecutor said she was a sexual assault victim. She watched the docuseries. This is why she came out the next day, which we knew that was a lie. But this is why she knew she was going to come out the next day, after they did all these months and years of planning on bringing him down. Could you imagine there is a group of people out here plotting on your downfall because they didn't get a conviction the last time? 3 years. 3 years. They plotted this man. Dream Hampton asked Dave Chappelle to be in a documentary in 2016. That's 3 years before the documentary even aired. And he said, no, I don't know him. John Legend don't know him. So why you got people on here that don't know him? And then when people tell you, oh, this person was accused of sexual assault, you like, oh, I didn't know it. Because you going around asking people who don't damn know the man that you trying to sit up there and call a pedophile and a predator. Like, that don't make no damn sense. And the world took it. We took it. Because when something initially happens and when something initially go wrong and something brand new happened and Surviving R. Kelly and woo, we thinking all this and all of that. What happened? We like it. Ooh, it's interesting. Charges. Ooh, it's interesting. Then when somebody go to jail, then we want to say free them. Why we got to wait for them to go to jail? Why we can't have common sense when we hear it and see it right then and there? Why do you know some bullshit when I see it? Because you can talk about to people and they can tear up and cry about it and everything else, and then next thing you know, part just like Drea wanted to get back with R. Kelly. He's so abusive. Why you want to get back with him? Why you want to say your marriage with a man that was abusive? You had to leave him? No, you didn't leave him. He divorced you. But that wasn't even said. What abuser leaves their damn victim? Normally, an abuser is a person that is aggressive, controlling. And normally, it's the woman that's scared to leave because they will go to the extent of killing them if they leave them. And this is the picture that they painted of this man. A man that travel all around the world and make hits, and they say, oh, he stay in the studio all the time. He be in the studio like 18, 20 hours a day. So wait a minute. So he got all y'all all held hostage. And I ain't never seen nobody that said they held hostage and left, went home, checked on their kids, and then came back. And we still believe hostage in the head. This is what we do. We believe that. And a lot of you believed it. It don't make sense now, do it? As you think about the documentary, even if you thought he was guilty, when you hear me speak the facts to your ass, y'all know out there that I'm telling the truth. Y'all asses know I'm telling the damn truth. And some of them already know I'm telling the truth. And some of them even watch my lives. And some of these people, the ones I talk about, the big fame, the Me Too's, and if they watch it, because every time I say something, maybe some other people may say something, they go change it. They change their way of doing things. I'm watching you just like you're watching me. Just like Gayle King, when I did all those videos tagging her, they got people watching the tags. This is why you tag, because it goes right to the channel into what you're tagging. They got people monitoring that stuff. And then they got, oh, this woman saying this. Oh, now we got to change this up like this. You see what I'm saying? To make me feel like I don't know what I'm talking about. But I know what I'm talking about because I did videos on it and it showed it. Too late. Once it's already out there, it's out there. You understand me? So you got all these people that was in there, documentary. So she said she didn't know about Charlamagne the God. She went on all these platforms. She didn't know. Then Torrey, okay, was in the documentary. The one that initially interviewed R. Kelly after the first trial. And he said he didn't believe him. Now, he was charged with sexual harassment and was fired from a network by a young lady named Danny. Okay? Now, she told her story. Dream, you ain't know that either. You ain't know that either, Dream. So you didn't know about shopping. You ain't know that either. Then it said that one of the girlfriends turned victim now father. And I learned this through these YouTube streets, allegedly. That he allegedly have some sexual mishaps in his criminal record. Allegedly. Now, I'm thinking to myself, Dream, you ain't know that either. And they won an award? They won an award. You have a man that admitted to a lesser charge of raping a woman. You have a man that said and apologized to a woman he sexually harassed. And it's allegedly found out through these social media streets, because you know, a lot of times it be fake, but we're more accurate than the mainstream media, because the mainstream media wants you to know what they want you to know. We don't have no filter. We tell you what you need to know. I'm a registered Democrat, and I told you the Democrats were behind this shit. I'm not that loyal to the party to where I'm not going to tell the truth. So in other words, you didn't know the father was neither. So you ain't did no vetting. You ain't filter shit. You ain't did no background on nothing. What about some of the women who accusing them? They got criminal records. Did you look into that too? Dream, did you do any goddamn work besides put some lies to goddamn together? But y'all asses believe that shit. You believed it. I told you in 2019 there was some lying going on. Then we got an audio surfacing through these social media streets where one of the fathers of the adult girl, who was 21, when he called that press conference, 21. I don't know no parent, unless you one of them huddling parents that don't want your kids to ever grow up. I don't know no damn parents that be like, okay, your kid 21 years old, they got to grow up. Like, what are you doing? She brainwashed. No, she with her man. What are you doing? You may not like him. You may think he too old, but she legal. The reporter said that when he was in front and when he called a press conference in his suit, when he had Ashanti McGee up there before the lies made her get a little coin so she can doll herself up. Got titties and a new wig and some makeup. Her daughter out there talking to her ex, telling everything. Yeah, she lying. She lying. All that surfing in the internet. All that surfing. You guys need to pay attention to that. Because if, like Dr. Umar said, now I'm not a fan of nobody out here, not him or anybody else. I am a fan of Kwame as of right now, because I like what that brother's speaking. But I'm just telling you, he said that. They tried to see if they can get you to side with them to take down your own. We have done this for many years. When are we going to learn not to never do that? We just said the man was guilty just because the world said it, or because the mainstream media said it. It used to be a time where we used to defend our own. We was out there rallying and rioting for OJ. Whether y'all think he did it now or not, y'all was like, hey, one for the team. That's why I was hearing and stuff like that. We was rooting for our own and they was rooting for theirs. It's been that way for many years. Don't get mad at us. We did not write the book. We just living in it and characters in it. We did not write it. Not at all. So she didn't vet nobody. She didn't do no background checks on nobody. She just put all this stuff out that got this man arrested. Then people say, I'm going to keep talking about this stuff because I need y'all to understand some things. Then people say, well, he married Aaliyah. Do I need to say what annulment is again? Or do y'all have a Google search? You know Google search is there and it defines what annulment means. It really defines what annulment means. I'm just letting you know, Google search really does. If you put annulment in there, it defines what annulment means. It tells you right there what annulment means. There are many different celebrities did many different things for a stunt. He made a song called AJ Nothing But a Number. People want to say, oh, that's why he made that song with her so he could be with her. That could have just been a good song for her to have. Because of the rumors that was going around with them. Who knows? Who cares? Because my thing is this. Your first people that should defend you is your parents. They should defend you first and foremost. I know I'm going to defend mine first and foremost. I know what I'm going to do if it was mine. And if Aaliyah's mama and daddy ain't pressed no charges and didn't come forward, I'm not finna do it. Because if it was up to me as being a police officer or a fed or whatever, and I believe that these situations happen, he wouldn't be the only one going to jail if it was up to me. This is why we say, where are the parents? Because Aaliyah mama and her daddy, well, her daddy probably deceased from what I'm hearing, but she'd be a co-defendant if that was the case. If that was the case, she would be a co-defendant. Because I would be like, did you know that she was doing this and doing about X, Y, and Z? Yes or no? And she said she was traveling with Aaliyah during her career. Nobody want to hear that. When the documentary aired, she said, out of her own mouth, she said it. She said, those were lies. But that's discredited. Why would you guys love Aaliyah so much but discredit her mother? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You can't love someone and then discredit their mother that's alive and living if you really love her legacy. Because she's not here to speak, so her mother's the next in line. Whether she's telling the truth or not, you're still supposed to respect the fact that she said what she said. Calling someone a lie without knowing the proof of it is just very much disrespectful. I'm just saying. That's a Spitting Fire take on it. You understand what I'm saying? But then no one said anything about Timberlake when he said he was in love with Aaliyah. Why would a man who's supposed to have married Aaliyah that was annulled, guy started her career, a career, Dr. Umar said that. These parents didn't give a damn until their kid was going to have a career. Then when you didn't get what you want out of the deal, now all of a sudden you want him to go to jail. I said that too. Can't put the bullshit on me. I'm not shallow thinking. Because if that was the case, your ass needs to be a co-defendant. That doesn't make sense. If the FBI talking about some, and Homeland Security talking about they arresting RICO charges and enterprise, it should be all kind of parents up in there. Everybody's saying the shit. I don't understand why the hell the FBI and the Homeland Security are not doing anything about it. If you want the public to believe that you're cracking down on sex trafficking, the parents has got to be in there. Because you can't say he's sitting up there, and it's not like he's a teacher. It's not like he's going around or he's a instructor or athlete coach or anything. It's not like that. They all come to him. It's not like he has the time to go around and do all these things to little girls. They all come to him. But Tarana Burke, black ass, didn't say that when she was on trial with Noah. She said they was in the neighborhood. The neighborhood. That's what she said. And y'all believe her. 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 Out of all people, y'all believe her. The same woman that was in the documentary was Charlamagne the guy. Mute R. Kelly was in the documentary because he was the target. Charlamagne wasn't the target, and if he go join the bandwagon, it was good. They knew Charlamagne ass was charged with those crimes and pled to a lesser charge. They knew. They didn't think your ass was going to sit there and be smart enough to remember and look it up. They played on your ignorance. They figured R. Kelly was such a big star, you wouldn't cared about Charlamagne. That's bullshit. And they got a Peabody Award. Netflix picked that damn documentary up. So they got an award to tell a bunch of damn lies because people didn't know them. Like if I did a documentary on somebody, I would have to know you. I want everybody to know you. Everyone. Not what they personally think, because we all got some opinions about people. Know you. Interact with you. What's in your life. That's why it's a documentary about you. You got some strangers in there that ain't never met this damn man. I'm sorry. Yes, there are teenagers who are defiant. Yes, there are teenagers who are hard-headed. Don't go along with their parents tell them to do. Do the opposite of what their parents tell them to do. Yes. I was one, you were one, we all were that teenager. Yes. Yes. Yes, there are people who get sexually assaulted. Yes. But this ain't that. This ain't that. This ain't that story. You don't get sexually assaulted walking around with YSL bags and Hermes bags and Birkin bags and all them ugly ass bags and Gucci or Gucci. You get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm going with this? I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. You don't become a victim of that. Because let me tell you something when it came to Charlamagne the God. The girl told her side of the story and she said, and I believe her, because if she was going to be willing to have sex with you, Charlamagne, you wouldn't have to drug her. You get what I'm going? So he said we supposed to hook up and have sex. Well, then why would you need Spanish Fly? Why would you need Spanish Fly if she was going to spray eagle for you anyway? So she said, and you knew how old she was because you tweeted about teenage, you know what. When R. Kelly initially was starting with stuff, you was all rooting for R. Kelly. But then when you realized he was getting caught up in some stuff and they was charging him, you turned and flipped the script. Y'all remember them tweets what Charlamagne said about teenage twat? Yeah, go look it up. Google it. It's there. It's all right there. And the one thing I don't like about Google is the fact that these celebrities, they pay them to take down stories that they don't want out or people to look up. But it's a lot of shit I looked up before I even spit it out here. So, now we got Charlamagne the God, right? And he said that they were supposed to hook up. I just don't believe that. I just believe Jessica Reed. And yes, I'm defending R. Kelly, defending Bill Cosby, but not his ass. I know a real victim. I'm not going to let y'all steal this young lady's narrative to capitalize later on off R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. No, I'm going to always slander the truth at you. I'm going to use the truth. I'm not telling not a fib. I'm going to use the truth as a weapon. We all got skeletons in my closet. I'm not perfect. My household sometimes be in an uproar. Me and my husband be on the verge of divorce sometimes. And we go through our ups and downs. I got family issues like everybody else. I airs my dirty laundry. I got some. Lord knows I got probably more. I probably got a couple baskets of dirty laundry. It's life. But the fact is, it's my laundry. I'm not airing it out on no one else. So, Charlamagne the God told you that about the Pied Piper. Well, he told you half the story about the Pied Piper. He said the Pied Piper was hired by the townspeople to get rid of the rats. Well, he was hired by the king to get rid of the rats because the people went to the king and said, hey, we got these rat problems. So the Pied Piper said, hey, went to the king. I have a solution for these rats problem, but you have to pay me. The king said, okay, I'm going to pay you. So the Pied Piper and the king had some disagreements about payment before the king gave in and said, okay. Because the people were pressuring the king, but the king didn't want to pay the Pied Piper the money that he wanted. The Pied Piper said, you got a rat problem. This is what the fee is going to be. And you going to sit up there and have to pay this fee. Instead of paying the fee, just like if you got lights and gas and everything else, you don't pay their asses. What they do? They cut your ass off. If you got goons out there in the street and you owe them an illegal debt, what they do? They take you out of here or break some limbs. There are prices to pay, whether it's legal or illegal, when you don't follow in on what you say you're going to do. If you don't follow through with it, there are prices to pay. Right? Right. Good, bad, legal or illegal. There's prices to pay. So the Pied Piper played his flute, and all the rats followed the Pied Piper into the ocean. To the ocean. The rats were gone. Everybody in the town was happy. So the Pied Piper said, I got rid of the rats for you. Now it's time to pay up. The king said, I'm not paying you that. I'm going to give you some change. Disrespected the Pied Piper. The Pied Piper said, this is not what we agreed on, king. I told you what the price was. You cannot do this. The king said, get out of my kingdom. And had his goons throw the Pied Piper out the castle. So the people in the town never knew what the king had done. So then the Pied Piper started playing his flute. And because we use lab rats and mice to test things, kids' minds back then was really mushy. Similar like the mice. So when he played the pipe, the kids were mesmerized and they followed him. Not one parent said, no, you can't go with him. Not no parent snatched their kid back. They followed him into the ocean. Kids drowned, died, same way as the mice did. Now, the people in the town went to the king and said, why didn't you pay the Pied Piper? The king said it was too much money. He said, I don't care. You should have gave him all the gold and we would have our children. And because you didn't, they're all gone. And they were mad at the king for not keeping his end of the bargain. Then the people had a meeting. And they said, we got to take accountability because we should have stood up and said something. We should have grabbed our kids and we should have paid them. The king wasn't honest with us either. We got to hold responsibility for the decisions that we made. You see, the story about the Pied Piper wasn't about a pedophile as what they want you to know. The story was about being a person of your word. Your word is bond. And taking accountability. That was the true story of the Pied Piper. But they want to tell you when they led the kids and led them away and all this and that. So he's charged with all these sexual situations with people under the age of 18 that was in his presence. How? I have no idea. But I find it interesting. They're in his presence, but they wanted some careers. It's not as if these girls never wanted a career. They wanted a career. So this is why you in his presence. Because why would you 13, 14, 15 years old be in the presence of a man near 30? And he's a musical genius. Why? Because you want to sing. My daughter can sing. She can do this. She could be the next Aaliyah. But then when that didn't happen, then what? Oh, he screwed her. He did this. What about accountability? That's just gone. What about accountability? That word cannot be obsolete. You need to understand that accountability for the parents, they got to be held accountable. They got to be held accountable. If you want us, the world, to believe You, the government, is right. You got to hold them accountable too. There have to be some co-defendants. There have to be. Because if not, and you had a young lady initially told Gayle King they wanted her to get with him in a compromising position and film it so they can blackmail him if they need to. Now she's recanting all that. Who ever heard your first thought, your godly thought, your first idea is your godly idea? The first thing you say is normally the truth. It's normally the truth. Especially when you ain't in no trouble. When people just asking you questions, it's normally the truth. It is. It's recanted when there's some things that's happening. Now, here's another thing that I want to talk to you guys about. That people are not listening. People are not understanding. So we got Torrey, who's in this documentary, and this makeup lady, and he tells her about a sexual act, like a porn act. Was you had stuff all over your face this weekend? You know, fluids from a man. I want to be respectful on here. Not that raw and uncut. And she looking like, what? Like, why would you ask and disrespect a woman like that? But Dream Hampton, you didn't know that. Not one, not two, but three. Because it was said that the father had a porn thing going on. Now, from what I'm understanding, even if people, I heard, they say even if they was 18 or 19, they were still too young. But in the porn industry, ain't number 18 to 19 years old, and they said that the father had a porn company, allegedly. Objectifying women, allegedly, I guess, right? Is that what we're talking about? What about accountability? I mean, if we say that they 1-800-WE-ARE-18, right? Come on, late at night, right? 1-800-WE-ARE-18. Aren't they being objectified? And we all see it. The world sees this. So is this supposed to be the Me Too movement? They're not going after taking those commercials off the air, saying that it's objectifying young girls. And if they do now, you know they heard it here. You see what I'm saying? You see what's fake and what's real? You see what the agenda is? I hope so. Money is the root. The love of it is the root to all evil. The love of it. Not money itself. Because people say that phrase wrong all the time. They say money is the root to all evil. No, the love of money. Because ain't nothing wrong with having money. But the love of it, the desire for it, is the root to it. Of evil. So then you sit up here and you think to yourself, you got all these young women who said they went home. One lady on the docuseries, young lady said, she called her mama. Mama, I'm over our Kelly house. Mama didn't say, get your ass home. Mama didn't call the police initially. Nope. You kept going. Then you said, well, I just told him I was 18. I lied about my age, but I told him the truth. You lied about your age. Lied. Okay, well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about these lies for a minute. Now, when you say that, how we know what's the truth if you initially told a lie? If your first mind, which I just told you is normally your godly mind, was a lie, then how deceptive could you really be? So let's take a look at this. They say young girls' minds are not developed. They say that, it takes about 10, 20 years for a child's mind to develop. In other words, our minds are not developed till we're 25. Well, I lived life. Didn't make the right decisions all the time, and I can tell you that's some bullshit. That is some bullshit. Sometimes development comes with your surroundings, circumstances, things that have happened to you, your environment, and stuff like that. So, one of the things that I want to sit up here and let you guys know that I was that young lady who were dating older men, and I know exactly what I was doing. So I did a video not too long ago, and I did an old clipping of Gayle King asking one of the ex-girlfriends turned victim, a question. And she boldly told her, I would never say that. I would never talk about my sexuality. You're a woman. You ought to know that. That doesn't sound like a woman or a person who is so brainwashed to know to say these things. They're brainwashed. Like, I wouldn't know to say that if I'm brainwashed, right? If I'm brainwashed, I wouldn't know to come back that quick. She's a very swift girl. Very swift. And a little bit manipulative when it comes to her parents. I've seen that on these internet streets. Really, I've seen it. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, they sitting up there strong. She asking questions. And she's saying, but they worried about your well-being. Well, that was a badass coat she had on. Hair done up. Her man taking care of her. What you mean? What do you mean she made the choice to be in a throuple? Yes. For those of you who don't know, when there's 3 people in a relationship, there's throuples all over the place. There's throuples all over the place. When you have money like that, yeah, you be in throuples all the time. Did you see the Bobby Brown story? He was on the bus with 3 or 4 women. They were throupling. Okay? So when you have the fame and everything, everybody get a piece of you however they can get it. But we want to act like that don't happen. We want to act like groupies and all this stuff don't happen. We want to act like being with R. Kelly was not a desire. Whether you young, old, or whatever. We had a woman of age quit her job to go be with him. And yet that's his fault. And she's supposed to be in her mid-30s. So if she made the conscientious decision to quit her livelihood because she thinking R. Kelly she with a rich man, a famous man. If she at 35 did it, now we want to say she brainwashed? Really, you guys? Are you really doing that? I'm not understanding you. I'm not understanding you guys at all out here in the world. Then you are becoming a society to where if you think he's guilty, you can't even admit when you're wrong. You want to support your thoughts. That's shallow. That's shallow. That's enslaved thinking. Django Unchained type of thinking. So then you sit up there and have all these movements who say they're helping young black girls in the neighborhood, in the documentary with a man who admitted guilt. So let's do a comparison with Charlamagne the God and R. Kelly. So Charlamagne the God was accused of rape in 2001, pled guilty to a lesser charge, tried to holler at someone that was 15 when he was 22, lied that it was his party, when in fact it was his cousin party just to get her to go. She told Charlamagne the guy she wasn't interested in him like that. A 15-year-old already knew enough to know that I don't like you like that. He wasn't her type. She said, I turned him down. That makes sense on why he had to use Spanish Fly. Was his ego crushed? You mean tell me you 22 and you can't pull a 15-year-old? She was smart enough to say no then. She was smart enough to say no then. But the women over here, the young girls over here with R. Kelly can't be smart enough to say yes. Interesting. Very interesting. You know what's interesting too when I tell you guys about the LGBT? Not the gay people, but the organization. I want you guys to understand me when I say that. Not, oh, she hate gays. No, it's nothing about that. I don't care about that. Support it. Hey, love who you want to love. I don't care. It's the organization and its agenda. You're not going to get rid of tradition. I'm going to fight for that. I'm going to fight to keep masculinity. I'm going to fight for that. Just like you fight to have rights, I'm going to fight to keep ours. Over here on the heterosexual side, I am. And there ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to be apologetic for it. I'm just not. I'm going to root for masculinity. I'm going to root to keep a man, a heterosexual man, a man. I'm going to root for that. If you want to be in this world and have rights, you can. But we're going to have to learn how to coexist, because you're not going to sit up here and deplete us, not without a fight. There's nothing wrong with heterosexuality. There's nothing wrong with traditional life. There's nothing wrong with saying you are that way. And every time you say you are that way, they want to sit up there and say you homophobia. There's nothing wrong with just protecting your sexuality and your traditional way of being, if that's what identifies you. So, here it is. We have this LGBTQ, and they have these agendas. And we as society applaud a young man, 9, 7, who's transgender, who's living his life like a little girl, even though he was born a boy. And we applaud that. We applaud that. Yeah, we in the world applaud that. But you want me to believe that a 9-year-old boy can say he want to live his life as a girl at 9 years old, but this 16, 17, 18-year-old can't say she crushing on an older man and it was her decision to be with him. Somebody now can change their whole sex, but somebody who's 2, 3 years finna graduate high school can't crush and be sexually active in a traditional setting to an older person. How does that work? How does a 9-year-old change the whole appearance? Is applauded. But if I'm 16, I can't date nobody 24, 25, 26, 27. And we have people 15, 14, 15, 16, 17, even younger, have babies every day. Every day. Then we say, oh, but they was that age. But when you active, you active. When you have a baby, there's no going back. So it's better that 2 16-year-olds have a baby. We got to pay for it because they don't have a job. They don't have anything. Because it's better for them to make a mistake because they're the same age. Because if he, 24, in his early 20s, get her pregnant, that's pedophilia. But he can change his whole sex over here now. He can go to school with barrettes in his head and the dress on and everything. And y'all applaud it. That's what y'all do. That's what y'all do. Y'all don't say, wait till you 18. Y'all don't tell them to wait till you 18. But you tell this heterosexual girl over here who likes this boy that's 24, just a few years older than her, that's pedophilia. That's what y'all do. That's what your society, that's why y'all got these people. That's what you guys did. You did this, not me. Because for the past 2.5 years, I've been telling y'all. I have. It's interesting, isn't it? Doesn't make sense now, does it? No, not at all. Because hypocrisy is swindled in everything we do now. They have changed. You know, the Bible spoke on this. What was once good will be bad, and what was once bad will now be good. And we see it in front of us. We see it happening, and we're accepting and embracing it. And like Dr. Umar said, if they can get your own people to help crucify and convict their own people, they can get a whole lot of you. This is why I said, when it's yours, then you're going to want to march. Why do we have to wait till something become an issue, an epidemic, in order for us to start rallying around and going to Congress and making a big deal? When we see it right now. We see it right now. Right now. Why do we feel that 16-year-olds can be manipulative? Why does the law says, oh, he married Aaliyah at 15. He's a pedophile. That's the worst thing in the world. That trumps murder today. Yes, it does. But if that same 15-year-old commit a crime, rob somebody or murder somebody, now you want to charge him as an adult. But they can't engage in sex. If one of those accusers had killed him, now they charged. At 16, now they charged with or as an adult. They charge him as an adult. The government does that. The very same government that says they can't make no decision. See, I often told you that these rape charges will stem from a black man will rape a white woman. You guys didn't believe me. Now, when I said white woman, it manifested to their own women because they joined forces with the feminist movements. That's a problem. So, we sit up here and we hear all this stuff going on, all this hypocrisy. This is what you do. See, the next time a kid do something really heinous, don't charge them as an adult. Juvenile. They're only 15. They're kids, remember? Remember? They're kids. They can change their sex and everything, but they can't have sex. Not with nobody older. Interesting. You see how y'all sound out there in the world? It doesn't make sense now, does it? A lot of y'all talk all this stuff out, but when I spit this fire on you, it doesn't make sense now, does it? See, you can't think at the surface level. You guys got it. You just don't think it. Because you're smart as hell. Oh, you smart. But you think with emotion. And when you think with emotion, you won't get nothing nowhere. They will always win. Because they know the rule book. This is how they set up there and got support. Statistics, stats. Every time a rape is reported, they take statistics. So they want to tell you, oh, they don't report it. They don't report rape. Well, if they don't report rape, then why do we have a sex unit? Why is there reports of rape every so many seconds if rape is never reported? Because they are ashamed. That's what they told you. That's what they told you. They're ashamed. And maybe so. Maybe a few are. But there are many that are not. Because if they were, they wouldn't have any data to give you any stats on it. Does it make sense to you? There are millions who report rape, and there are millions who probably don't report rape. But the fact is, people report it. So the ones who don't report it is no excuse. Just like the law tells us no excuse for ignorance of the law, right? I'm just hoping you guys hear what I'm saying. This is spitting fire here, okay? This is spitting fire here. This is what I'm spitting on you now. Because I want you guys to understand that this is what they do. They took data on us. They study us more than you know. Oh, there are a lot of them being sexually assaulted. So they can get you to be emotional about it and support them. And you made that decision out of emotion. But you didn't stop to think. Who will it hurt? You cannot be that shallow to think people don't lie on rape. If that was the case, DNA would not have exonerated so many men who were incarcerated and come to find out they didn't do it. So you incarcerated the wrong man, and you still, to get a false sense of security, to only find out that the man who really raped you is still amongst the society that in which you ride every day. Because the man who you said did it was in jail. And you still amongst the man that raped you. I don't get it. I don't get that how the people in this R. Kelly situation said, oh, my uncle raped me when I was little. But you ain't brought no charges up on him. Why? You ain't sue uncle. I don't give a damn if uncle worked at the factory. I want some money. You ain't suing him. Oh, because it will ruin your family. But you went after the rich one you was dealing with. Why you ain't got a whole lot of sex charges or sex accusations? You go after one person, but why you ain't going after everybody? Oh, because it will ruin your family. So you still rather see him at the barbecue. Because the money that you're getting for him, you all good. Interesting. I want to know all the girls that R. Kelly people settled with on his behalf, because he don't know how to read and write. And people say, well, he settled with them. Businesses settle all the time. I've sued people and they settle with me. They wanted my black ass to go away. I don't want to pay this high price ass attorney 3-4 years to fight your ass. So I'm going to pay you this money. You and your attorney get the hell on. Because the money I just paid you is probably a fraction of probably what you would get if we did go to trial. Or it's going to pay a whole lot more money paying him to fight this case. And then I could still lose. So I'm going to give you a settlement. It's business. R. Kelly was a business. It's a brand. So settling ain't nothing. Give her $250,000, $300,000. Go ahead on. I'll make that up when I go on tour. It's business. Has nothing to do with innocent and guilt. That's a business deal. That's a business thought process. So that's why they settled. Now, should they have? Well, I would tell men today with the Me Too movement, pay the money. Make them have to go through the corporate. Pay $2,000-$3,000 to save that $300,000 because you be paying for your freedom. You will be paying for your freedom because you can use that transcript for where they go through in trial and have to prove that you did something in a criminal case if it ever suffice. Now that they made it that way, that's how you do it. Don't even sit up there and try to save money. Pay they asses. That's part of your man up and fighting back, as Judge Joe Brown would say. If she go bring the charges civilly and try to sue you, and if you rich, pay the millions. Pay the millions. Because you could be paying for your freedom. You settle, and your ass gonna be like Bill Cosby and R. Kelly today. So when it come at you and say you raped her, you might as well know you coming out millions if you rich. So what you do, and this is advice from Spitting Fire to you, free advice, and I'm not a lawyer, but I know enough. Because the shit I was talking to the judge confirmed it on the Infamous Sylvia the other night. You sit up there and be charged with something, a speedy trial, almost as if it was a criminal trial, a speedy one. Let's hurry up and get it going. Let's hurry up and get it going. Get it going. So now instead of dragging it out, nope, hurry up and get it going. 3-4 months, we need to go to court. Hurry up and get it going. Put her ass on the stand. Let her testify and rip her ass to pieces on that goddamn cross-examination. Because this is why they had to sit up there and set up Nicole. Because they hear what we saying on these internet streets. They hear us. The small bloggers that's over our side, they hear us. Because what we do, we talk. We talk. So the DA goes back and say, hey, this person sounds like she knows what she's talking about. We got to do this and we got to do that. But the truth still going to reveal because like my brother Block said, there's no right way of doing wrong. So it doesn't matter what I say because I'm spitting the truth. And the truth will always prevail. Maybe not immediately, but it will. Look at Central Park 5. The truth prevailed. It will prevail. Oh, yes, it will. Yes, it will. You better accept it now. And the karma in this, the karma that everybody in that documentary has faced since they did that devilish stuff, you don't even know this man. Look at John Legend and his wife, what they going through. His wife all out of control. He talking on a man he don't know. He can't even control his wife over there. Bullying some goddamn kids on the internet. Her nasty attitude. And you got the audacity to talk about this man who you don't know. And you in cahoots with all these people. With the CEO of Sony who trying to keep Kellogg, trying to set him up. You were part of all this stuff. You endorsing Kim Fox and want to act like y'all just met during a docuseries. Get the hell out of here. But you want me to believe that. You want me to believe that. You want us to believe that. You think you plan on our intelligence. You know, I don't like it when they play on our intelligence like this. And then you want us to sit up there. Thank you for the super chat, whoever that is. Oh, Texas Black Diamond, thank you. So then you want us to sit up here and let's talk about the car bombing. Let's talk about that. So there was a bombing. Sometimes what Randall say, you can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. This is better than Dynasty. This is better than Knox Landing, As the World Turns. This R. Kelly case is better than 90210. This is better than any so damn proper I have ever seen on TV. You can't make this shit up. This is how you know that they're lying and setting these people up to take the fall. People with criminal records going to jail. You know what I'm saying? For a little lesser time to do this and do that because the government got some stuff on them and all these type of stuff going on. I'm still stuck on it being the goddamn rental car. Like, who you think you fooling? I'm still stuck on it being a goddamn rental car. And then I think some of our phones are tapped and our emails. I really do think that. And if I find out it is, it's going to be hell to pay. I'm just telling you. It's going to be hell to pay. Because some of the things I say, then next thing you know, things and narratives changed. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm just saying I know that is, and some of the things I've said, I didn't say on the internet. Let's keep this clear. There are some things I've said off the internet to certain people, and then all of a sudden, the law doing something totally different. If I find out I've been tapped into, there will be fucking hell to pay. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. So, let one more goddamn thing happen. One more. Ooh. Oh my God. My fat ass will shake up the fucking FBI like Godzilla came through there. I honest to God, that's exactly why I did the karma train the way I did. It would be so much hell to pay. I swear to God, y'all don't understand how much hell I can raise. Trust me, they know. The union, the UAW, as big as an organization they is, they know it will be so much hell to pay. Sometimes I raise so much goddamn hell locally here, y'all, I scare my goddamn self. I just, ooh, my Lord, it would be, I bet not ever find out. I bet not find the fuck out. And that's on my life. So, I'm just sitting up there interested about this rental car. Now, this rental car that got blew up just so happened to be a rental car. Just so happened to be, this is the car. I'm still stuck on that, y'all. Because nobody gonna tell me, just so happened to be the rental car? Really? You want me to believe this man was locked up for almost a year and a half, and all of a sudden, when y'all thought he was gonna get out, he got this, and y'all got him charged with obstruction of justice, and he gonna still be obstructing justice because he just this big mob boss. He can't read or write or do nothing else. He tore 90% of the goddamn time. And he got time to organize all this. You know it's only 24 hours in the day, people. Only 24. Some of those hours he got to sleep. Now, you mean to tell me, and I hope the judge is listening. I hope somebody send this to the judge with this time stamp. So you mean to tell me that all the years you've been on the court and the bench, that you don't have to use common sense with your ruling? Because it goes hand in hand with the law. In our judicial system, it goes hand in hand. You're supposed to apply the law with some common sense. That is in some of the bylaws. You know that. I'm hoping you know that, because I'm not trying to disrespect the judge, but it is what it is. I am a taxpayer. So you want me to believe that the man who you detained, I didn't detain him, the citizen detained him, you wouldn't let him out. Put him in a system where there is high security, high monitoring. Because you didn't do it the last time. So this is why the obstruction charge was able to be on here. Because you can say, okay, well, you know, he bonded out and he was obstructing justice. But now he's held and he's still obstructing justice. He got his goons out here. I don't see no damn goons. I don't see no goons. Better yet, where the hostages? You know, they had sweatpants on and had to wear hoodies. Where they at? They didn't know each other. If you kept them all in the same room, I'm quite sure they talked. Oh, wait a minute. I'm talking too much, ain't I? Interesting. Give you something to think about. Oh, but anyway, getting back to the car that blew up. So the car blew up. You strike a match. Gasoline was the solvent that they used to ignite the fire, right? To spread it all around and bomb everything. Okay? Then there was a trail of it around the house. Now, how fast would that fire have started if it was a firebomb and it was a trail of solvent? Wouldn't it go like this? Wouldn't it go like that, y'all? Oh, but nobody asking that question. That's some bullshit. But, and then I find it interesting that when they was having a conversation, he was trying to bribe her. And that's to intimidating a witness. The wording and to which they do stuff. Because intimidating a witness to me is me saying I'm scared for my goddamn life. Because I'm not going to be on the phone talking to a motherfucker who I'm intimidated by. And it's an open court case that I'm a witness to and an alleged victim of. I'm not going to be on the phone having back and forth conversations. But this is your tax money that's on this lying ass bullshit. Your tax money. This is what the prosecutors wasting your damn federal taxes. Yeah. Yeah, they wasting that shit on this. We're paying for this court stuff. See, this is why I get mad about stuff. But a lot of black people don't get mad about these things. But I get mad about how my tax dollars are spent. You know, we need to be one of those type of people or culture of people to start getting mad on how our tax money is spent. You know, if you start getting mad about the money, you would change a lot of damn laws. Yes, you would. So one of the things that I want to talk about is the fact that we have a lot of situations going on with this case. We do. We have a lot of situations going on with this case. And I'm telling you, it's so much lying and so much deceiving and so much deception to where they have a prosecutor in Macomb, Michigan, who they sought and then hired her, and she read all this and decided to join the defense team only to talk to Azrael. She was on the phone call, considering the fact that she was once the girlfriend who supported her man, then turned victim. So it wouldn't be unusual to be on a phone call, but now you implementing and trying to assist your client in a bribery or intimidation. With an impeccable record, who was a prosecutor here, turned this. I want my damn tax money back. Somebody owe me a goddamn check. That's the start. They owe us a check. Okay? They owe us a check. So the first thing I'm going to do after this case over with, however it's ruled, is I'm going to sit up there because I'm not going to ever believe he's guilty. The way this court stuff is ran and I don't trust it, I'm never going to have to stop fighting for this man. This is going to, y'all working the shit out of me and I ain't going to like it. I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to like it. And I will be a frequent visitor in Washington, D.C. Yes, I can be a nuisance. I don't mind getting kicked out. I don't mind getting arrested for the cause. I really don't. I really, really don't. Because you're not going to get my people because you want them to save money for some money that ain't yours because you want his catalog or you got some agenda you want to pull. No, you done us too bad in history. You done us too bad with getting pulled over just on a traffic stop. You done us too bad with disrespect. You just not finna do this without a fight. You just not finna do this shit without a fight. You got people inserting themselves in a case that they don't have anything to do with to get themselves less of time. Give me my damn tax money back, because this some bullshit. But people ain't speaking on that type of shit. Y'all ain't speaking on that shit. What kind of shit is this? I don't give a damn. He could have been the Pied Piper that killed the kids, and the king did pay him. From what I understand, and all this stuff that's going on, our tax money is paying for some bullshit. When R. Kelly was out here in the world, I didn't feel intimidated. Did y'all? They said, well, we want to keep society. This is why they detained during Mann Act and racketeering and everything, because society ain't saying shit. Society ain't saying a damn thing. The prosecutor had to go get some witnesses or some victims. Society ain't saying that this man was a threat to society. It ain't like John Wayne Gacy, where people are saying, oh, we got some, my loved ones is missing. My son is missing. It ain't like Ted Bundy, my daughter has been killed. We didn't lose anything. Because everybody I know that they said that this man allegedly supposed to have victimized all went to him. But they want to make it seem like he was just sitting up there preying on little girls in a dark van, walking to school, creeping behind them and snatching them in. That's what they want you to believe. And then go on tour around the world. Then they want you to say, okay, we want to sit up there and not play his music. We want to erase him. You know what I mean? We want to just erase him. Who does that? Who does that? If that was the case, every criminal should be erased. Oh, we only erase them when it's sexual assault. But people who get killed and who killers and all this and that, they don't get erased. What's going to happen to people who served a lot of time for drugs like marijuana? There were a lot of people who got caught with a lot of marijuana when it was illegal, and they did a lot of time. It's some people that's still doing time for having a lot of marijuana. And now that marijuana is legal, even in some places recreational usage, you got these people still detained. Why is it so hard to get out of prison, but very easy to get in there? We got a lot of work to do, people. We got a lot of work to do. I forgot. Crime in America is business. Crime is big business. They don't care about little black girls in the neighborhood. If they did, Jessica Reed wouldn't be out here crying. You got Charlamagne free. You got R. Kelly detained. You got one that was acquitted and one that pled guilty to some of the lesser charges because of the circumstances. Then went on here lying saying he was exonerated. Then talk shit about Bill Cosby should just die for drugging women when he drugged somebody and admitted it on many platforms. Yeah, that's what you did. That's what you did. I'm just saying, I don't understand why your guys do the things that you do. I don't understand why you believe what you want to believe. Can we go back to what grandma used to say, like use common sense? Can we go back to the days where common sense was manifested throughout our life? We used that on every day. You know what I'm saying? Things that we did when we woke up this morning, we used common sense. Throughout the day, we use common sense. Hold on. No, because that make noise. You got to wait till I'm finished. So, one of the things that I want to talk to you guys about, I'm going to end this on this note. We cannot be quick to believe everything because it's a sad story. We have to ask questions. They're trying to turn us against our own men. We cannot allow that to happen. I'm not saying that everybody who was a victim of sexual assault is not guilty. What I'm saying is that we need to ask questions before we just throw our men away. You understand me? We need to stick by them. And greed should never be a factor in punishing someone. It should never be a reason to, we can go sue you now. Because that's no longer a sex crime. That's prostitution. I mean, let's keep it a buck. I find that interesting. How can some people of a different, same culture get married, and then I can't sell my body if I wanted to, and it's my ass? We don't even have rights to our own bodies. Yet other people got, and other cultures got all these rights. We vote for a party for so many years and supported them, and we got nothing. And the president, which I am down with this damn party too, threw reparations in the toilet for us, but went on a tour for the LGBT. That's a problem, people. I understand that we vote or die, but now we need to vote what we gonna get for our votes. Now we need, I'm just saying, we need to pimp our vote. Yeah, that's them messing with my phone. So that's what you do. Pimp your vote. If they want you to vote for them, you got to pimp them. What you go get out of it. No more voting or dying. None of that. I'm just saying. Thank y'all for listening to Spitting Fire. Fire out.